Welcome to Mindful Insights, where we decode human psychology, blend it with ancient wisdom and serve it with a sprinkle of humor. In a world that shouts, flaunts, and filters, true intelligence often whispers. It doesn't wear a badge. It hides behind quiet eyes, ironic smiles, and strange late-night thoughts. Today, let's uncover the subtle signs that show you might be way more intelligent than you seem to be. Not just IQ, but insight, intuition, and inner knowing. Let's begin. You're not a rebel without a cause, you're a thinker without a pause. Ever been in a group where someone says, "This is just how things are," and you're like, "But why though?" Psychology says constant self-inquiry is a sign of metacognitive awareness, thinking about thinking, a hallmark of deeper intelligence. The Vedas begin with the word Athato Brahma Jigyasa, which translates to, now that you've seen what the world has to offer, aren't you curious about what lies beyond? That's your default mode. You don't just march to a different drum, you question the whole damn orchestra. You stare at clouds and wonder why they float, or why your coffee smells like nostalgia. Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious." Steve Jobs once obsessed for weeks over the shade of gray on a box. He wasn't being difficult, he was being deeply aware. You don't overthink, you oversense. You've probably been told you think too much or you're too intense. Translation? You see through illusions. Nikola Tesla, socially awkward, slept 2 hours but mentally lit up half the planet. Many sages walked alone, not because they lacked company, but because they outgrew the noise. You're not offbeat, you're playing jazz in a pop playlist. You laugh at absurdities others miss because your brain is wired to spot irony, contradictions, and layers. A 2017 paper in cognitive processing found that people who enjoy dark or dry humor tend to have higher IQs and emotional stability. You're not twisted, you're humoristically multidimensional. You don't fall for flashy titles or follower counts. You value depth over display. Ever been on a date and thought, "Wow, you have a great job, but where's your soul?" Psychology tells us, intelligent individuals are more likely to pursue intrinsic goals, meaning, growth, contribution, over extrinsic ones like fame or wealth. You don't chase clout, you chase clarity. Walking alone? Shower thoughts? Debating yourself at 2 a.m.? It's not weird. It's a sign of higher intrapersonal intelligence. Research shows soliloquy boosts working memory and cognitive control. There's even a spiritual parallel. In meditation, observing thoughts is the first step. In your case, you've been hosting TED Talks in your head for years. And hey, you're not losing it, you're looping wisdom. You pick up new skills quickly, but if there's no challenge or meaning, your brain checks out. For example, school might have bored you, but you binge 3-hour documentaries like Netflix owes you money. Science tells us fast learners often exhibit higher dopamine sensitivity, which means they need meaningful stimulation to stay engaged. So you're not lazy, you're allergic to mediocrity. You often feel you've been here before, or that this life isn't your first rodeo. That's your intuition whispering through dimensions. In real life, many children studied by Dr. Ian Stevenson, yes, the reincarnation researcher, showed advanced knowledge without formal exposure. Intuitive intelligence is a lesser-known but real form of awareness, the kind mystics rely on. Your wisdom isn't beyond your years, it's beyond your lifetimes. Loud people drain you. Parties feel like performance. Silence? That's your spa day. You don't get FOMO from not going out, you get FOMO from not meditating. Introverts tend to have thicker prefrontal cortexes, the area responsible for deep thought and decision-making. You're not boring, you're just tuned into a higher frequency. A broken wall, an old book, a child's random question. To others it's mundane, to you it's sacred. In Einstein's words, imagination is more important than knowledge. In Zen, monks find enlightenment in sweeping floors and sipping tea. You get that. Your aesthetic isn't minimal, it's meta-meaningful. If you saw yourself in even a few of these signs, you're probably a lot more intelligent, aware, and wise than you've been led to believe. Don't let a loud world silence your quiet brilliance. Here at Mindful Insights, we believe true intelligence isn't about showing off, it's about showing up. For yourself. For others. For truth. Like, share, and subscribe to Mindful Insights. And until next time, keep thinking, keep feeling, and keep being the underrated genius the world didn't see coming.